Welcome back.
NicknLex here.
Hey everyone.
How's it going, guys? So tonight we had a crazy idea, and as you can see in the title, you must be like, are they nuts? But we just wanted to experience Yes. We've heard so much Yes, and we're such fans now of the Yes, you know, of like 70s Yes, progressive masters. And this is the song that we both heard, and we were like, no, we're not gonna, like, I don't like this band.
I honestly never said that. I never said
No?
I didn't like it, but
Well,
I
I mean-
was never curious to go deeper just because I was like, oh, it sounds like they might be a one-hit wonder.
I was just gonna say
Like-
that. I literally considered Yes. I heard this song and I was like, I guess it's one of those 80s songs that's like
Yeah.
one hit wonder,
Mhm.
you know, like.
And I'd hear people talking about Yes, and I'm like, what other song have they
Mhm.
done? And I was always very confused why it was so big. Like, not so big, but so talked about among people who liked music. And like I said, I was never interested, but I never disliked this song.
No, me
honestly.
neither. I always thought the voice was awesome,
Mm-hmm.
but just like it was just very like synthy, and I just like you said, I thought it
Mhm.
was a one hit wonder,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't hate the song or dislike it. I'm sorry if I.
It was overplayed, maybe,
I
or
think so,
like
yeah.
commercial kind
I
of.
think it was very commercial and was
But-
played on MTV like to
Mhm.
death.
Yeah.
But so today we're gonna, for the first time in 2 years since we started to listening to listen to Yes, like, you know, Close to the Edge and you
Mhm.
know, Awakening and I mean Awaken.
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 Mhm.
And I mean all these like epics that we've heard. We're gonna do Owner of a Lonely Heart. So we both heard this before. So but it's gonna
But
be,
it's been a while.
it's
and
gonna still be a reaction
gonna be
to,
an
like-
experience. Yeah.
like, should we look up if Chris is on this and the boys?
We should. I think we
Yeah,
definitely
just to give
should,
it a full
because
experience.
Otherwise,
Well,
yeah.
there will be hell to pay.
Yeah. Right. Perfect.
Okay.
So 90125. Yes.
Okay, here it is. So here it says personnel.
Mm-hmm.
So John Anderson,
Okay.
Chris,
Okay.
Alan
and
White.
Alan
So guitarist Trevor
Rabin.
and Tony Kaye
Okay.
on the Hammond organ and
Okay.
electric. So Rick was gone and
Bill.
no, Greg.
Oh.
No, not Steve. Steve Howe.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bill.
Bill Bruford.
Oh, Bill. Yeah, Bill Bruford was. I mean, he started, and then Alan White took over.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
we still have 3 originals on there.
yes,
Okay.
that's very good, and I'm happy we looked this up because
Yeah.
now we know.
Yes.
So let's get started.
Let's get started. Let's see what happens, man. Okay, here
I'm
we go.
excited.
1, 2, 3.
More power.
Move yourself. You always live your life, never thinking of the future.
surprisingly good.
It is. It really. I mean,
John Anderson is flawless
awesome. Yep.
as always. I mean, he could be singing to like I don't know anywhere.
I totally agree.
Like,
I think.
he could be singing through a creaking window,
yeah.
you know, in the background. It would sound awesome.
But like you said, I remember when I was listening to this song, or when I used to hear this song being played, I always thought, oh, that's a cool voice of the singer. Yeah. And it actually reminded me of the Rush voice. Like at the time, I probably thought it was Rush or something, because I always remember thinking...
Because it's very high.
Yeah, because it's very high. Obviously, now that I know the difference, I would never confuse Geddy and John, but it's just interesting to remember those thoughts that I used to have compared to what I know now. And it is a lot better than I was...
It's a lot better than I expected. It has like this really cool, like the bass line is very simple, but it's very tight. Dum, 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 dum. Yep. And it has that muted guitar, and it has that
yes.
That is kind of like the progginess still.
Yes.
Because there's some kind of like virtuosity in there. It's in
there. Now I do have to say, I think the reason, I mean, the whole rhythm is very catchy. But I think another thing that makes it maybe people took less seriously because of those sudden keyboard noises, like the scratch and the it just gives it that like
more
comedic,
like a Prince, Bowie.
Yeah.
It's very experimental. Yeah.
So it sounds more poppy or more upbeat. And
again, this is 1993,
yeah,
so
which
it's
is
in the 90s.
83.
Oh, 83?
So, but I love it. I honestly like it.
It's not bad at all. I mean, of course,
if I had to choose which one I like best, well, I like obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like long. I mean, roundabout or
exactly. Yeah,
but
and You and I would choose that yes all over, but you don't have to choose. You can like them both. You can like how they were, and you can appreciate this. We
should totally do this with Genesis. Like pick a song by Genesis.
Yeah, this is
instead
fun.
of like Carpet Crawlers or, like Supper's Ready. Do like a totally like commercial.
That would be fun.
Fest. Yeah, and I mean you guys will appreciate it because it is a reaction. So let's continue with this. Let's see what else they have for us. Oh my god. There you go. You got to want to succeed. Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a broken heart. Owner of a lonely heart. The solo sounded almost like Steve Vai, very Zappa, very weird structure. Like there's no real melody. It's just a lot of like crazy stuff. But you wanted to say something.
No, before that, when all those sounds, it kind of reminded me of like Space Jam. Like, I don't know. I know that's a weird like analogy, but that's, I think, probably why it got so much commercial success, because it has those elements of like
cartoon
wackiness to it, you know, and to like, woo, well, and then it stops, and then you're like, woo, you know.
Yeah, the thing is about like Yes. I mean, all those people that didn't like Yes, and then they heard this, were like, oh, this is actually cool. This is something I identify with. I like, you know, commercial music. I like pop. And that's when Yes got a new following, I think. And then maybe they heard the old stuff and was like, wow, this is too dense. And then the people that like the old stuff, they heard this and they were like, okay, it's over.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Yeah. But I'm curious what else is on this record, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Continue. Like Tears for Fears.
It does kind of,
right?
Yeah, you're right.
It sounds like Tears for Fears.
You're right. I probably thought it was
Duran Duran. Is it Duran Duran?
I know very little of Duran Duran.
Is it Duran Duran? Yeah. Because I said Duran Duran.
Yeah.
It's a Duran Duran. But yeah, it sounds like that kind of band.
Yes.
You know? Okay. Well, I mean, I did like it. I mean, John Anderson, you can't go wrong with him. Like because when I heard that track with Vangelis, you know, and him, that was also very out there, and it was very like 80s, and I loved it. So it's not bad. It's half bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Yes, and I really love that we did this, because it was fun to go back.
Now we can put in the title, Yes Fans Listen to, like, what's Honorable Lonely Heart?
Yeah.
Like, or 70s Yes Fans Listen to Honorable Lonely Heart. So, yeah, I didn't remember the song. I mean, I just knew that it was synthy, and then it was poppy.
Yeah, exactly. And it basically is, but there's more to it, which is the factor that I didn't remember.
I like that little breakdown that sounded like Yes. Yeah. So
I enjoyed it. The whole song, I felt like it had several kind of parts to it and beats to it. It was nice. It was simple. It had its moments of like, hey, it's still us, you know? But let us know what you guys think. How long has it been since you've heard this song, honestly? And were you willing to give it another listen? And what did you think? Let us know if it's any better than the first times that you heard it, or many times I'm sure that it was on the radio. But let us know what that feels like now. Thank you all so much for being here. If you would want to see more of us, consider subscribing, liking, disliking the video. Thank you all so much for everything, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Everyone.
Thank you.